Shalawama, Shalawama. I'm Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. I am back. I'm back. We're going to do the second part of the Louisiana Black Codes from 1724. We stopped last time on Article 10. So we're going to pick up on Article 10 as a review. Okay, we're going to pick up on Article 10 as a review, and then we'll get going. All right. So first, I want to invite you to subscribe to the 101 Ancient Ibaryath course on zionlawschool.org. This course is a streaming course. It is comprehensive to the nth degree. You don't need any prior biblical or modern Hebrew knowledge or training, okay? You don't need any of that. This is Ibaryath, which is none of those, okay? It's everything, pictographs. That's going to include symbology, meaning, culture, English letter equivalents, so on and so forth, grammar, parts of speech, Ibaryath word studies, 225 vocabulary words, and much, much more. Much, much more. Okay, so let me go ahead and click on it. So go ahead and subscribe now. It's a $1 for one-day trial, 113 video lessons. Okay, you can take as many of them as you can during your $1 trial. All right, and then after that, it's really almost free, only $10 per month to subscribe. All right, so this is going to help you to return to your heritage. And remember, your heritage includes your language, right? Your culture. And not only that, but this is going to liberate you so that you can be on the path to being able to translate the scriptures on your own, liberate you from any type of tutelage under a rabbi, anybody like that, pastor, Moshe, or whatever they call it amongst the Hebrew Israelites. All right. So this is where you get started. If you like what you're learning here with me and the things that I show you, this is how to get on that path. All right. So subscribe, 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 and subscribe. All right. For yourself, for your seed, your man, your woman, your friends. All right. For your nation. So why is this important? Jeremiah 8:8, as always, we go to the Amplified Bible. Why do we need to learn Ibaryath, become literate, competent? Why? Well, Jeremiah tells us, Amplified Bible version, Jeremiah 8:8, Bible Hub. How can you say we are wise? And the law of the Most High is with us. And we are learned in its language. What is the language? Ibaryath. And its teachings. What are the teachings? That's the Most High's instructions. In religion, they call it commandments. Behold, the truth. The truth is that the line pen of the scribes, that's your ancestors and my ancestors. That's the dark priesthood, the black priesthood. The line pen of the scribes has made the Most High's law or his instructions into a lie, a mere code of ceremonial observances. Ceremonial observances or code of ceremonial observances, by definition, means religion, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, or the Muslim religion, okay? The major religions of the world, for sure. All right, so the bloodline, nation, and its heritage, which includes its language, Ibaryath, was replaced with religion, Judaism, Christianity, the Islamic or Muslim religion, and with biblical Hebrew and modern Hebrew, okay? All of these are replacements. Watch the video we did yesterday, part 1 of the Black Codes, okay? Watch that. You can see the work that we did, okay, that's related to this. Very, very important stuff, all right? So that's why this course is so important. This is going to give you the foundational information, okay? Introduction, everything. So this is comprehensive, all right? Scroll down and you can see what's in the syllabus. Of course, it's not everything, right? Otherwise, the syllabus would be a mile long. But you can see what's in this streaming course that was made just for you. The market value of this course is, I could easily sell this for $10,000. Easy, easy. And by the way, go to one of these Hebrew schools and see how much they're going to charge you per semester and per year to learn modern Hebrew or biblical Hebrew that's not even yours. All right, and then you will appreciate what I, Dr. Yasafa, and Zion Law School are doing for you by making this almost free. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Just let me check to make sure the stream is okay before I get going. So give me 1 second. Be with y'all in 1 second, all right? Just let me make sure the stream is okay before I get started. All right, it looks like, let me check to make sure. All right, it looks like it's going good. So, let me see. Looks like it's okay. All right. All right. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm still here. Just give me 1 moment. All right, 1 moment. Oh man, 1 moment. Okay. To screen share. Let me see if I can do something real quick here, get this set. So I can monitor. I'm still trying to get this together, y'all. All right. All right, so here we are. Why isn't it coming up, right? Oh, well, we're gonna go ahead and get through it. All right, so here we are. Let's go to the Black Codes. All right, so here we are, 1724, Louisiana's Code Noir. All right, this is on the blackpast.org website. Y'all can take a look in the address here if y'all want to look at this yourself, okay? Oops. All right, we don't need the map. We don't need the map. All right. So I'm going to present this in such a way to try to make it interesting, okay? So I'll be animated as much as I can stand. I'll be animated and try to make this entertaining as much as I can, all right? So just sit back, try to enjoy this, all right? Try to focus and learn, okay? So we stopped on 10 last time. We stopped on 10. I wanted to show y'all the heading. Let me go back up, I forgot to show the heading. So everybody sees this is the Black Code of Louisiana. This is 1724, 1724, all right. So here we are. We left off yesterday on 10, so we're going to start on 10, all right? So here we are with the reading. the highlighted area. If the husband be a slave, remember from last week, slave and Slav. So go back and refresh your memory on what a Slav is, okay? Also, you should take note that there are Moors were prisoners of war also, right? But who's the slave? The Slav, okay? You can Google search the etymology, go back to yesterday's video, and you'll get more on that, all right? If the husband be a slave and the wife a free woman, it is our will that their children, of whatever sex they might be, shall share the condition of their mother and be as free as she, notwithstanding the servitude of their father. And if the father be free and the mother a slave, the children shall be slaves. Okay, so these fathers would have been what? Moors, right? They would have been Moors, whether they knew it or not, right? Some people didn't know because they may have been born into that situation and they had no idea of their Moorish ancestry. Others may have known that they were Moors, but they were denationalized, right? Tricked and sold, okay? And all their property stolen. That's how it went down. All right. Article 11. Masters and Moors were included amongst these masters, right? Remember, Moors has reference to Genesis chapter 2. Those of us who are sprung from the soil, aloidio, right? Substance, subject matter of the law, we Moors. Okay, so masters shall have their Christian slaves. Y'all see that? Christians, okay, that's definitely not us, is it? If you don't believe that, go check the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. All right, 1836. Masters shall have their Christian slaves, Slavs, buried in consecrated ground. All right, so when we see Christian, we should automatically think of what? Unum sanctum, doctrine of discovery, manifest destiny, right? Right? Genesis chapter 1. Hybrids, all of the hybrids, the various hybrids, okay? All right, Article 12. We forbid slaves to carry offensive weapons or heavy sticks under the penalty of being whipped and of having said weapons confiscated for the benefit of the person seizing them. Okay, so in other words, they incentivize people to what? Want to search. They incentivize people to want to search these slaves and prisoners of war. Why? Because you get a free weapon, right? If you survive it, you get a free weapon. Okay, in other words, you take their stuff. You take their stuff. That was the incentive. All right. An exception is to be made in favor of those slaves who are sent a hunting or a shooting by their masters and who carry with them written permission to that effect. So what would that be? That written permission would be what? A license, right? The equivalent of a license. Without the license, you get your stuff taken, confiscated, right? Or maybe you even get killed, right? Or they throw you in jail for practicing this or that without a license, for traveling without a license, right? All right, so here we see it. Or are designated by some known mark or bondage. So what is that known mark or bondage? What is that? Okay, when you confess that you're a Christian, or when you don't make it known that you are not a Christian, and what else? When you are Negro, Black, colored, Hispanic, Latino, so on, and all of these bywords, all of those brands, okay, that's your badge, that's your mark. All right. Okay, so Article 13. We forbid slaves belonging to different masters to gather in crowds, either by day or by night, under the pretext of a wedding or for any other cause, either at the dwelling or on the grounds of one of their masters. Also, that would be also on the job, in the office, or elsewhere, and much less on highways, riding more than 2 deep in the car, you know you're gonna get pulled over, right? And much less on the highways or in secluded places, under the penalty of corporal punishment, which shall not be less than the whip. All right, so last I checked, the Black people still are afraid, and most don't talk to each other at work, right? Or eat lunch together in groups. They're afraid. Tell me I'm lying. If you ride 3 deep, 4 deep in the car, are you gonna get pulled over? You know it, right? Right, so they're issuing punishments. All right, in case of frequent offenses of the kind, the offenders shall be branded with the mark of the flower of Deluse. All right, now let's look this up. All right, with the flower of Deluse. And should there be aggravating circumstances, capital punishment may be applied at the discretion of our judges. Do y'all understand that? Capital punishment at the discretion of the judges. We command all our subjects, be they officers or not, to seize all offenders, to arrest and conduct them to prison. Pull you out of the car, right? Cite you while you're walking down the street for jaywalking, lie on you, steal your bike because they say you don't have a license or your license expired, right? Haul you off to jail, beat you up, maybe even kill you. Although there should be no judgment against them, we command all our subjects, all of them are in on this. They all know it. Only you don't know that they all know it and that they're all working together. You're the dummy, the idiot, for trusting them, right? We command all our subjects, be they officers or not, to seize all such offenders. Y'all hear about the 3 guys who murdered someone. I think that they say they were making a citizen's arrest. Y'all see where it's coming from? To seize all such offenders, to arrest and conduct them to prison, although there should be no judgment against them. Y'all see that? Isn't that what's happening? All right, so now let's look up this. All right, let's look it up. Okay, Saint Fans weigh in on the floor. The list associated with, let's see, it's a French symbol used by royal families dating back to the 13th century. Y'all gonna be surprised when y'all see this. And emblazoned on the New Orleans Saints helmet. All right, bet y'all didn't know that. Most of y'all didn't know that, did y'all? I know I didn't know it. This is it. Y'all see it? That's it. They put that mark on you. All right, that's the same mark on the New Orleans Saints helmet, and they have the nerve to make jewelry out of it. And I wonder if you have any jewelry like this in your possession. Did you know what that meant? Well, now you know. Now you know, right? You're carrying the mark of your enslavement. All right. So let's go back up. Y'all see that? Now, is that something you want to be wearing, right? Something that's attaching you to the Black codes, right? Why didn't anyone tell you this? Especially y'all football fans. Y'all see it right here where the cursor is? Why didn't anybody tell you? Nobody told me either. Now let's see. New Orleans Saints helmet. There it is, y'all. Y'all see that? All right. What are they telling you? What are they telling you? They have us out there playing football, wearing this symbol. What does that tell you? What does it tell you about the ownership? What does it tell you? All right. The offender shall be branded with the mark of the flower de Lucy. I don't know how to pronounce that. All right. So that is right in your face, slapping you with the black codes, mocking you. Okay. Article 14. Masters who shall be convicted of having permitted or tolerated such gatherings as aforesaid, composed of other slaves than their own, shall be sentenced individually to indemnify their neighbors for the damages. Y'all see that? All right. Okay. To indemnify their neighbors for the damages occasioned by said gatherings, and to pay for the first time a fine of 30 livres, and double that sum on the repetition of the offense. Article 15. We forbid Negroes to sell any commodities. Okay, so now they don't want you in business, right? But now this is Negroes, not Moors, not slaves. Okay, this is specifying Negroes, denationalized Moors. All right. We forbid Negroes to sell any commodities, provisions, or produce any kind without written permission of their masters, that's without a license, or without wearing their known marks or badges. That's your New Orleans Saint thing, or whatever they gave you from that plantation, right? And any persons purchasing anything from Negroes in violence of this article shall be sentenced to pay a fine of 1,500 livres. I don't know how to pronounce that. So y'all see that? They specifically excluded Moors from being able to engage in commerce. That's something to think about. Why? Why don't they want you in commerce? Okay. Don't we see that today? Isn't that the same thing that they do? Prevent you from engaging in commerce, right? You can get a student loan, but try to get a business loan. Try to get a loan for your business, right? Try that. Okay, you can get a loan for a car, but try to get a loan to start a business or to fund a business. It's not going to happen most of the time, right? Everybody knows that. Okay, try to get angel investment. Try to get venture capital. All right, so black codes, right? The worst thing about it is that our own people also are doing this. They won't support financially, they won't invest, they won't loan, because their minds are what? Conditioned in the curses, conditioned in the black codes. Okay, this is why you behave like that, although you know you shouldn't, and that you're harming yourself and your people. You know you're shooting yourself in the foot. You know it, but you keep doing it, right? Because you've been conditioned, all right, to implement the black codes even against yourself. All right, so now Article 16, 17, 18, 19, provide at length for the clothing of slaves and for their substance. All right, now this is the other problem. Okay, so our people still want this. They still want other people to provide for their needs for them instead of doing it for themselves, even if they have to sacrifice for themselves to take a step forward, right? To be independent, self-sufficient, to build your own schools, to subscribe to the one-on-one ancient Ibaryath course, to support it so that it can grow, to support Zion Law School through purchasing our books, enrolling in the 506, the Curses course, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Enroll, pay the tuition to build your own, educational system, but not just me, others. But you have been conditioned and you are implementing the Black codes on yourself. I've heard of people who have put their children, requested that their children be put in special needs classes, or that they be diagnosed with some type of mental illness, right? So that they can get a check, a Social Security check, right? Harming their children for life, okay? Now y'all know it's true. All right, 20, slaves who shall not be properly fed, clad, and provided for by their masters may give information thereof to the Attorney General of the Superior Council or to all other officers of justice of an inferior jurisdiction, and may put the written exposition of their wrongs into their hands. So who did the writing? How did they learn to write? Am I reading that right? We have to come back to that. Upon which information, and even ex officio, should the information come from another quarter, the Attorney General shall prosecute said masters without charging any cost to the complainants. It is our will that this regulation be observed in all occasions for crimes or barbarous and inhumane treatment brought by slaves against their masters. All right, so that is done to what? Pacify the prisoners of war and the Slavs, right? Okay, because you got to give them something. So otherwise, if you have them totally like animals, no shoes, no clothes, they're more likely to rebel, okay? All right, so slaves who shall not be properly fed, so you're hungry, clad, cold, no clothes, cold or hot, right? Bucket booty naked, and provided for by their masters, may give information thereof to the Attorney General of the Superior Council. All right, so the prisoner of war or the Slav is gonna go find the Attorney General, right, of the Superior Council, or to all the other officers of justice of an inferior jurisdiction. So the slave or the prisoner of war is going to go run and tell somebody, right, in the so-called justice system, and may put the written exposition of their wrongs into their hands. So this is looking like it's saying that the prisoners of war and the Slavs could write, they were literate. Of course, the other way would be to say, and that would be totally reasonable for the prisoners of war to be literate, right? That's totally reasonable, okay? Because we know that they were. All right, or it could be that the person in the justice system wrote it, but it appears to me that that the so-called, well, the Slav or the prisoner of war wrote it. Upon which information, and even ex officio, should the information come from another quarter, the Attorney General shall prosecute said masters. Why? Because the masters are jeopardizing the whole system, because he's giving the prisoners of war and the Slavs an incentive, a powerful incentive to revolt. right? All right, so let's continue forward. And I think we'll stop here. Okay. 21. Slaves who are disabled from working, either by old age, disease, or otherwise, be the disease incurable or not, shall be fed and provided for by their masters. So why would they do that? They would do this to prevent or remove the incentive for the healthy younger Slavs and prisoners of war not to revolt, right? Not to revolt, to give them something to look forward to. When they get old, they can rest and eat, okay? And in case they should have been abandoned by said masters, that's how cold-blooded they were. You work all of that, your youth, right? Then you get old, unable to work anymore, and then the so-called master abandons you. Now remember, these masters could have been Moors also, right? So it's not, so, you know, we have to take note of that. Said slaves, Slavs, imprisoned Moors, shall be adjudged to the nearest hospital, to which said masters shall be obliged to pay 8 cents a day for the food and maintenance of each one of these Slavs or imprisoned Moors. Okay, so y'all remember that they're on concentration camps, right? Plantations are concentration camps. And for the payment of this sum, said hospital shall have a lien on the plantations of the master. All right, so nobody wants a lien on their stuff, do they? All right, so we're going to stop right here and pick up tomorrow on Article 22. All right, so let me, y'all take a note. If y'all want this link, here it is right here. I'm highlighting it. Y'all can read ahead if you want. Let me know if you want to be a part of this tomorrow. Okay, you're welcome to come in, help me with the reading, comment, all of that stuff. All right, so remember, Yasharala Moors, remember, subscribe to 101 Ancient Ibaryath. This is a home study course. It's a streaming course, Ibaryath. All right, return to the Most High. There's no doctrine in here. So return, subscribe. With that, I'm going to say Shalawama.